So if you ain't ready to take it to the max, fall back. Um, Next order of business, I want to unpack. I believe I had already talked about it, discussed it briefly about Chappelle. What was this guy's name? I think it was Ian something. What was his name? Or yeah, Isaiah Lee. This story just keeps getting stranger and stranger and stranger. Like, I don't know. It smells fishy, bro. I keep smelling fish. It just keeps getting fishier and fishier and fishier. Okay, cause like Dave Chappelle security, like y'all ain't shit. Y'all ain't shit. Like y'all literally had one job and y'all blew it. Dudes as big and tall as skyscrapers. There ain't no way in hell this frail body dude was supposed to have a pinky toe on that stage. How he get his whole body up on the stage, bruh? That's what they not saying. They still not saying how he got up there. How did he get up there? They still not saying that. And so now, you know, more, suspicion. Let me get my little suspicion theme music. It's just more and more layers of fishiness. Because, you know, as the story progressed, when they said Dave Chappelle asked him why he did it, he said he needed some money. He was strapped for cash. He was trying to, you know, make a sensational headline, thinking he's going to go viral for the little, act. He had no idea that he was going to get beat within an inch of his life. The plot thickens. Now, if you're strapped for cash, you said you was down bad, down on your luck, but you're at a Dave Chappelle comedy show. That's the last place you need to be if you down bad is at a Dave Chappelle function. Because them tickets are not cheap. If you're down bad, how did you get enough money for a front row ticket to see Dave Chappelle? How? That's what they're not saying. Then he's saying he got the inspiration, or he said he did it because his jokes that he was saying about, the LGBTQ community triggered him. He identified as a bisexual male, which we already knew before the story even broke, because we seen he had a black, like his pinky finger had black nail polish in it, so we already knew he wasn't on team straight. We already knew that. Like just looking at him, his face was all lumped and bumped, but just common sense tells you that dude wasn't. Anyway, now the story says he pulled the inspiration to jump on the stage from the Oscar smack. Why they hit the suspicious music again? Because it got fishy again. Okay. Now, the Oscar situation, or like right before that situation happened, Tony Rock had took the stage at Shamore's comedy show and said it's on site. This is like literally like weeks before that altercation happened. Just about 2 or 3 weeks right before that happened. Can somebody say agenda? I knew that you could. Like, it's an agenda, bro. Plain and simple. It is an agenda. Because now that, like, it's too coincidental. Like, he's saying all these things now. So he was already, before all this stuff happened, he was already on the internet doing like little outlandish stuff, like little prank type stuff to get traction on the internet. And then he jumped his raggedy ass up on stage and got mocked, as he should. And now he's saying all these convenient things. It's the LGBT community, the Oscar smack. So like I said, when I covered the situation in full on my episode, this fool's finna get a reality television show. He's going to write a book, and somehow, some way, because of our legal justice system, Mr. Chappelle will be paying this fool. Watch what I say. Watch it manifest. And I'm not sitting up crossing my fingers hoping that they would have to pay, but how this particular community manipulates our legal system when it comes to us. How this particular community cancels our celebrities. Like, people have been telling them type of jokes for years. It's jokes. Why would you? And again, another fishy level. If you know you have mental health issues, he said he had mental health issues too. Why would you go to a comedy show if you got mental health issues? Why would you sit in the front row of a comedy show to see a comedian who does jokes about people in that community? Why? Why? Man, these MFers come straight out of a comic book, bro. Yeah, I'm gonna put a pin in it right there. I'm just saying I want to unpack that a little bit, but my final thoughts on that, it is super duper fishy. And it's just the layers as the layers keep unraveling, it's kind of clear to see Mr. What's his name? Isaiah, what? Mr. Lee had a little plan to get to the bag. And I already covered that in my segment about sensationalism. This is, again, another reason why I'm doing this podcast, because the liberal media has sensationalized negative black stereotypes. They incentivize, like idiot behavior like that. Give them attention, give them a headline, slide them a bag, and just sit back and watch them show their black ass. When it's upstanding people like I just read, starting businesses, trying to help the community be good, leaders in the community, good role models, good parents. But then you got people like that guy doing jackass stunts for some quick internet clout in the bag. Ridiculous. Don't make no sense. So yeah, lastly, I wanted to touch briefly upon the Buffalo shooter again in connection with, just what I just said about the sensationalism. So although he most definitely is a white supremacist, no ifs, ands, buts, or maybes, that guy is a white supremacist. He had an agenda. And the thing about white supremacy is it doesn't make, it's not logical. It doesn't make economic sense. It's not good for the economy. It's not good for the environment. It's like they sit up there and crack them jokes about Muslim extremists, but white supremacists aren't any better. In fact, they're like a billion times worse. They'll suicide bomb themselves to just, spite somebody black because they don't want a black person having it. They will sacrifice themselves like he just did, sacrifice a jail sentence because they don't want black people to live and prosper. And then the second level to the white supremacy is when it happened on cue, the media, a person that is supposed to be like neutral, just asking questions, supposed to be neutral, even though, the situation is highly emotional charged. As a journalist, you're supposed to ask, inquisitive questions to cut through the tension and, set the scene for context. This fool, he just putting out in the atmosphere, going to say, well, do you think his undeveloped mind or, trying to give him the set up, the springboard for the mentally ill defense. So yeah, he's mentally ill. Like all white supremacists are mentally ill. That's not a secret. There ain't one white supremacist out here that's not mentally ill. Because that's a sick ideology to subscribe to. Going to hate everybody just because they're not like you. There's a billion beings on this planet now. 2 people are alike. They are similar, but not alike. Everybody got different backgrounds, upbringings, religious beliefs, social beliefs. But I'm not going to hate somebody because they don't believe what I believe. I'm not going to hate somebody because they don't look like me. But yeah, though, so my final words, I want to say that this is war. We are in a state of emergency. So we need to, I think the nautical term is batten down the hatches. We need to tighten the sails because, the water is about to get real choppy. It's about to get real spicy and dicey. Like it's not even officially summertime yet. And we got mass shootings. And that's just not even in our own communities yet, because we know in Black community every single summer,